Nobody seems to think I'm serious sometimes. I know the folks know I'm serious. But here I am. I'm staying at the MVF because the corrupt judge, administrative judge, those are the judges that are going to be going away. The ones that are making decisions for us that, it's all, you'll understand later on. A bunch of judges are going away, but we're not going to need so many lawyers. It's all a system to feed us into a control system where other people got control over us, though, that can put us in the jail illegally. And people, it's just like when I was in South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina Corrections Center, they'd have guys that come in for 30 days for not paying their child support. They get out for 30 days, and say they didn't pay it for 30 days there, they'd be right back in. It was a system putting them in and out. I was like, how the hell are these guys going to get back on their feet? It's all a system to screw us. But anyhow, here I am staying at the MVF because that judge in the 52nd First or the 51st Second, whatever it is, on Grand River in Wixom, threw me out, even though I told him, I had PTSD and I was protected under the law, and he didn't want to hear the video I had. I was like, I don't have a lawyer. I don't care. I didn't ask that. Q has everything. They heard the conversations that were in there, so that's cool. But here I am. I'm just going to tell you how I came to this place. When I needed a place to stay, they're the first place I called. I was given a list at the VA hospital of places to go while I'm waiting for getting another apartment, because I still got my voucher. But anyhow, I come here, and you come out to the front, and they got all these rules. No smoking allowed in the front of the building. Cool. Weapons are not permitted on these premises. Security notice, metal detectors on premises. All deliveries must be handed. Got to go through people. All these rules. So here I am. I walk in. More rules. So here I am. I walk into this place, and I got a suitcase behind me, right? On wheels. So I'm greeted with a metal detector, right? So I leave, the lady that runs this place, standing right over there, Miss DeBaja. Don't know why the hell she was put in charge of this place. But here I am, met with a metal detector. So I leave my suitcase, I walk through. I got no metal on me. It goes off every damn time. So she looks at me and says, no, get your suitcase. So I come back. And I grab my suitcase, and I come back. So that tells me right there they don't follow those rules. I'm thinking, well, what are they gonna? They're gonna bring me over here to this table and open up my suitcase and check for stuff. That was cool. I left my Mary Jane at home because I knew I wasn't allowed to have that here. But when I met here, I'm a pretty happy guy, man. Even though I'm here, I'm pretty jovial. I'm nice to everybody. But they got a SOB that works here in the morning named Mr. McCoy. What a dirty, dirty human being. He don't like people who are happy. He wants to make everybody miserable. And that's what you get to meet when you walk into this place, is Mr. McCoy. And I'll just make it easy, man. Every time I met him, he'd get more and more dumbasses. So finally, one day I'm here. I'm like looking at all the rules over here on the wall. The times that the buses bring us to the VA. Here's your times: 8:45, 12:15, 2 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. Only as needed or previous notification given. Cool. So, he just kept doing his thing, and finally I just turned around to him, and I called him a fluffy bunny. Called him a plushie, like a stuffed animal. And he went from, just escalating stuff. And then he gets to the point where he's standing right here. And he tells me, if we were out on them streets, I'd blow your ass out. So I says, yeah, you probably kind of guy'd like to blow my ass out, aren't you? But this guy kept doing shit. And he fucks with everybody. And Miss DeBaja doesn't do a damn thing about it. We've had meetings. I've called out the bullshit that's been here, the mistreatment of the people that are here. I tell you, it's nasty. You know, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head, and when I eat here, I eat here. I'm grateful for it. But the mistreatment of people here and the conditions of some of the stuff, everything looks nice here. We got a nice welcoming desk right here, right? That's where people ought to be working for. But no, they put a metal detector they don't use. And that was the other thing that Mr. McCoy did. Is I came in one time, they told me I'm getting the rules, and then they told me they're going to print them out for me, and I've been here over a month, and they still haven't printed them out for me, Mr. Wilson. So, because I'm a rule follower. But anyways, I come through this door, one of the times Mr. McCoy's here, and I know they don't use the metal detector, right? So, when I come in the door, I take a left-hand turn to go look at the museum that we can't go into. You know, everybody's stuff that they donated and whatever else, you know, you can look at it through the window. They don't use it. You can see they still got the price tags on the chairs. I wonder if those have been here for 14 years with the tags on them. Not price tags, whatever. The tags come on the chair. Well, this SOB calls me back and tells me that I got to go through this metal detector they don't use. What the fuck is his problem? All these rules about no guns, no knives, no weapons, no this, no that. And he's going to call me on some bullshit about walking through a metal detector that don't work. I got no metal on me. I'm wearing flexible shorts, t-shirt. This is not welcoming. All this quartered off bullshit is not welcoming to the vets. And if you're not using it, that's more welcoming. If you're going to tell people they can't have this and that, I got no problem with you checking it. But if you're not going to check it, then don't check it. All the rules in here, and they change on a daily basis. I'm talking to Miss DeBaja about what's going on. And she's coming out here telling me this piece of carpet, supposedly, I don't know for sure, I ain't seen it. There's a carpet they got for this area. And she said right in front of me, this is over $10,000 to change. $10,000 to change this piece of carpet. My brother puts this stuff in professionally, or he did. He was sent all over putting it in for hotels until his hips and knees gave out. Listen, to me, it sounds like kickback stuff, man. I don't know. The contractor that made the bathroom, I'll bring you back there in a minute. But, you know, I complain about it. I get brought in the back, end up with 5 employees there. One of them is my worker, and she throws me under the bus because she's worried about her job. Mr. Wilson mistreated me when I came here because I was in so much pain from moving my apartment for 2 days. I took my DD-214 and another piece of paper, and it was just a little bit out of reach to put it on the edge of the desk, so I just kind of gave it a little shove, and it just went off the edge of his desk and hit the ground. And he goes off on me. I don't know if it's a black thing or if he's just an asshole to everybody, but my first interaction, other than right up here up front, is you don't throw stuff at me. And he just gets shitty. There was no disrespect about it. It was I'm in pain. They could see I was in pain. They could see the sweat pouring off my brow. And that's how people are greeted. Mr. McCoy, Mr. Wilson, Miss DeBaja, and then we're having this meeting back there about all the stuff that's going on. Miss DeBaja is back there making excuses for everything. I guess they had a person here that started raising hell about the bathrooms. I'm going to show you them right now, and I'll tell you, my word's golden. My word is golden. They can lie as much as they want, but I'm back there, and we go through this whole rigmarole, and she keeps pointing to the bathroom. I says, the problem is the asshole up front, Mr. McCoy. The one that greets the people here, that takes the people that got dementia, has got them crying because she don't want to fire nobody. And that's what I told her back there in that thing. I says, well, I don't fire anybody. I'm like, or she said something about letting it happen. I says, and you let it happen, and you let it happen, and you let it happen, and you let it happen. They tell me to go talk to Mr. Charlie. No, not Charlie, Mr. Curley at the VA hospital. They're supposed to have some sort of a group of people here that I don't know, they're the ones, I don't know, they come here and have me, but they don't go back here in the back and show you what's going on. It's just it's a big farce. Today I got left. Listen, if I'm wrong, I was outside for the 2 o'clock pickup like is told. I didn't see the guy come at all. And when I called up here, because I had that problem, this guy up front, I told him, I says, listen, he won't give messages. That's what happened. Miss Fawcett is my worker. And I asked him to get my worker, because if you want to talk to your worker that's back there locked in the back, then you got to go through this dirt bag up here. And then what happened is I had a 120 or a 110 appointment to see her. So I went to him, the guy I was having problems with already, asked him to call Miss Fawcett. So I'm out here waiting. I'm waiting. It gets 1:25, 1:30, and she finally sticks her head out that door, and says, where you been? I said, I've been out here waiting. So I'm following her back in there. And I'm like, listen, this guy is not giving you guys this. He's a spiteful little woman, a little fluffy bunny, like I called him several times. He didn't like that. I told him, I'm a look you in the eye kind of guy. I ain't playing with you. But we're walking back there, and I'm like, Miss Fawcett, he's not giving you the message, or whatever. What it was, I'm following her back there, and she says, hey, I told her what happened. She says, no, I was at my desk the whole time, and he never called back. I detected no lies. But when we had that meeting later on, and she's in there, she's looking at the ground. And I can tell body language pretty good now, especially after the Westland police tried to murder me. But, she's looking at the ground. And she said, well, yeah, I remember now that I was going to the bathroom. No, she was more worried about saving her job. She's supposed to be the newest person here. Oh, here's another thing. Miss DeBaja tells me, I'm like, hey, my son's going to come up here and visit me. She tells me, well, he can either go to the TV room or he can go out to the courtyard and visit with me. You got tables out there and chairs or benches and stuff. Well, then the rule comes later on. The young lady that's up here now, sweet lady, then she tells them there's something else happened where somebody here with dementia or something had a problem. I think it was probably the guy that was made to cry. And then all of a sudden there's no visitation. She changes the rules on the fly. She needs to be put in a mental institution.
Hell yeah.
So here we are. We're going to walk down here. Hey, buddy, what's up? So we come here. We got a maintenance guy. He comes here and does a little bit of here and there and puts a bucket out and whatever. And yeah. And then he sits in this room the whole day on his phone. So here I am. One day I'm like, well, one of the guys moved out of our pod, whatever it's called. And so I wanted to clean up in there, man. So I asked for some clean. All I need is a rag and some clean stuff so I can clean and wipe down all the beds and mop the floor and sweep the floor, do all this stuff. The guy goes off on me. He goes off on me. Whatever. I ended up getting it from a good guy that works here, Mr. Sa. He's cool. But then this guy comes out, he doesn't know what he's doing. He puts stripper on the floor and starts to mop it all. That's why this all looks like this. That's why it all looks like that. He puts stripper on there and mops it up. You can see right down there where he stopped. right along there. That's where he stopped, right there. So I offered these people, hey, I'm staying here. I can teach him how to do that. I said, as long as if you got the stripper, if you got the wax and the polish and the pads, I'll teach them how to do it. They got all the equipment here. They might just have to buy some wax, maybe some more stripper, or maybe some more polish. I could teach him how to do this. Well, he's so resistant to everything. Anything you ask for, he's resistant to it. I understand he's got his problems. That's fine. But this place is just ran so piss poorly. They're resistant to it. Now here I'm offering to do this stuff for free. After my back, it took me a couple weeks before I could even dang barely move in this place. So, anyways, there's where he sits there with his phone all day long. He puts a bucket down there, but the bathroom, oh my God. Shit down there for 4 days. They got people here that might need some assisted living instead of being in here. Shitting on the outside of the floor, shitting on the ground, shit tracked into the shower room. And, all this could be done. It just takes logistics. You'd have to move some of the guys around. Oh, there's a thing I can go with, the logistics of it. Here we are walking down the hall. There's where I stay. I got 2 guys I stay in there with. Hey, Q people, 3, 1, 6, 7, 17. Over and over and over again, 17. They know what I'm talking about. But it's just nasty. And the guy that they got here is supposed to be janitorial. Listen, everybody's going to get the med beds and stuff, but I'm talking to 3D right now. Whatever malfunctions of people have here will hopefully be healed and they'll figure it out. But let's walk into this bathroom. See, what they need to do is start with these walls. Just to brush and get the nastiness off the walls. I don't even think it really needs to be painted. It just needs to be cleaned. This is all tore up. They ain't got no soap here. You got all of this stuff. This just got switched out because somebody went to Mr. Curley, I guess. I'm assuming this is what happened. One of the guys here went to see Mr. Curley at the VA. This thing would stay out. This place stayed flooded for well over 2 weeks. It still gets wet in here and flooded. It was flooded over here in the corner with rusty looking water this morning. But they fixed that so it's manual. They got a sandbag in there. The stuff just don't work. Like I said, shitting this one for 4 days down the front of the toilet on the floor. They used the most. Oh, when this floods, whoever the contractor was for this is lower than where the drains are. So you have to, the 2 that worked, didn't have shit on them. You set in the water, an inch of water, to take a dump. And everybody gets assigned one of those great big toilet papers when you come here. This is the cheapest shit that a contractor could have put in a $14 million building. It's like particle board that's got paint on it. I think they'd be able to do at least something like the malls where it could be clean, but I'm telling you, there's shit. I don't know if this is 14 years, I guess, this place, however long this place has been here. But, poop on the walls, shit's all broken up. And, some of them don't work. I think the one down here, there's some water from this one. One of these I thought the toilet was off the wall. Maybe they fixed it. I don't know. It's just disgusting. And then the guys that should be in assisted living are shitting on the floor, and then the shit gets brought over. And like I said, nothing here gets cleaned. They got a maintenance guy here, but he don't come in here and wipe nothing down. This is all flimsy crap. And then you come over here and just, like I said, there'd be poop. So today I come in here to go to the bathroom, And the maintenance guy is in here, and there's water running. I'm thinking, oh, he's finally going to clean the showers. I've been here a month. But no, whatever he had a bucket, that bucket right there on that chair, that first stall. But this guy gets paid to sit in the room, and we have to come in here. You know, I'll do it if I got to. But this place has just ran so piss poorly. Why would I do it? They said that they had somebody complained before, and they supposedly fixed all this stuff. But if you look at the paint, I don't know what kind of paint they put on here, but it's not a sealed good paint. It is the cheapest shit they could put on there. You can see it's the kind of paint where you can see under the paint. The paint you paint, and then you can see the stuff that was underneath there. But the most cheap crap, I understand there's people here that got, their stuff. But there's no excuse for this. There is absolutely no excuse for it. And after I got left at the VA today, if I'm wrong, I'm going to talk to the guy. The guy that picks you up is a pretty nice guy. He tells you, come here this time. If I missed him, I don't know how the hell I missed him because I was sitting right there in front of the VA the whole damn time. These are all plugged up. It looks like they're plugged up. I don't know what the hell the deal is. But, you offer to do stuff for free. And some of the guys here are like, oh yeah, and I'm like, teach a man to fish, and he'll know how to fish. But the guy that's supposed to be cleaning this place is so resistant to any help. All he's got to do is, he's got the access to the stuff, and he don't like giving the supplies. They need a hose in here, hose the walls down, hose all this. And that's, I don't know if that's a bar of soap or what's been here forever. All the dirt and the grime and the nastiness, there's no reason for it. If he's got a hose and he can get this all wet, put down some soap and bleach and whatever, it should go right down the drain, right? They got the stuff here to push the water. But I told them that I had a RICO case coming. Nobody seems to believe me. Except for maybe the Q folks. I ain't playing around. These people are being treated like animals here. To me, this place is shaped like the Pentagon, and the Q people know about the Pentagon. That's one of the buildings they're supposed to be taking down in this, whatever, the trafficking and the nastiness and the shit that's happening there. And this place is to me, it feels like a loosh farm. If Q people know what I'm talking about. And I told him, man, it's just about logistics. I told him, I says, hey, one of the nice guys, the older guys here are cool as hell. But I was telling him, he brought me into the room, showed me all the stuff, and I said, just got to have the stripper pad, you got to have this pad, you got to have that pad, you got to have a dedicated bucket for the wax, so you keep it covered up. When it's not in use, the bucket and the mop have to be dedicated to the wax, so you don't get stuff in it. But I told him, I says, just move these guys down to the other part or whatever, condense them for a while, or just tell them in the morning, hey, be out of here. We'd lay down the stripping. At the time, my back was hurting real bad, and I told him, I might need some help, But let's strip this all the way down to here. 3 layers of wax, you mop it up until it's pristine clean. You lay down a layer of wax, let it dry, layer of wax, let it dry, layer of wax, let it dry. And then all you got to do is use polish and polish it every once in a while. But this guy that runs it, that's supposed to be their maintenance guy, is so resistant to any help whatsoever, or for you to ask him for any supplies and get barked at. There's about 4 or 5 people that need to be gone. And this needs to be run. I don't know, but one of the guys that was staying here, he got barked at by Mr. McCoy after I already dealt with him and talked to the management. And I'm going to talk to him, but she don't fire, and you let it go, and you let it go, and you let it go. I told her right to her face, right in front of a room full of people. Let it go, let it go, let it go. And somebody's going to help you because you got the supplies to do it for free. And her excuse is, no, we're going to pay somebody to do it. Bullshit. Bullshit. They're just waiting for me to be gone so the shit can continue. But it continues anyways. like I said, Mr. McCoy had one of the guys here with dementia supposedly crying the other day, upset, and just mistreating people, just mistreating the vets. I've heard the VOA's a lot better, but I ain't, listen, I'm like, hey, I'm here, I'm observing, and the breaking point was today when I called here. Q listens to everything I do. The conversation, I hit, well, it comes this time, I've been here the whole time, the van never came, unless it came through, because it was all blocked off. If they'd have came, he'd have had to wait, but I was pretty observant, I was looking at my phone here and there, but I'm going to talk to that guy. He's a pretty cool cat, but, did he come yesterday at 2 o'clock, or did he figure, that's as everybody? And then when I call up here, Mr. McCoy, I says, I want to talk to Miss DeBaja, or I told him about, I needed a ride, and it comes at this time, and this time, and whatever, and click. And then I call back, and I want to talk to DeBaja or Miss Fawcett. Oh, you want to talk to Miss Fawcett? I said, no, I want to talk to Miss Fawcett or Miss DeBaja. Then I get put on hold, sat there for however long I sat there, got hung up on. Because I'm an asshole, right? For looking out for people. But this place is just, it's ran like shit. Now, here's the other thing. Let's show this. Right here. There you go. Evacuation plan. The gymnasium is full of people, so we can't use the gym. These are all the rooms. I'm over here somewhere. But this whole corridor and this back corridor, all these rooms. Now, I know they only use a few of these rooms for each of the people, and then people that come in with the offices and stuff like that, but there's a whole back corridor here. Whole back corridor. They could be putting people in there, so coordinating that. But no, you have to go to the dumbass that's up front, keeping you from getting to talk to your worker when you got a 1:10 appointment and it's 1:35 and she comes out looking for you. The same guy that's like, I told you 4 times, Q has everything, including this. But this place is run like shit. Mr. Bodger needs to go. Mr. Wilson needs to go. Maintenance guy, man, God love you, brother. I hope whatever's wrong gets taken care of, but they need somebody who really does some cleaning here. And they can't have the lady that does the front coming back here. I understand that. But it's just a nasty-ass place, and people are treated like shit. And everybody thinks I'm playing around. I'm not playing. VOA is supposed to be a whole lot better. Maybe they need to nix these people and get some people in here to know how to run it. But to have to go through a guy who's a spiteful little fluffy bunny, a little plushy toy, it's going to blow my ass out. If we were out on the street. That wasn't the only thing he said. He said some other shit, but I should have wrote that report when I was mad. It would have come flowing. There was a bunch of stuff he'd done. But anyhow, Q, I'm here. Jesus, Judas, judgment, justice. I'm not playing around. Neither is Q. All these politicians in Westland acting like everything's hunky-dory. Oh, you gotta vote today. We're voting on this, we're voting on that. And everybody's in there telling them whatever. Yeah, I tell one of them guys, a couple of them need to have their hard drives checked. And then the other ones out there, we need you to vote on this. Oh, weren't you there in 2017 when the police tried murdering me and they murdered William Marshall? You're one of the people that are ready to go down, Mr. Whitehair, whatever the hell your name is. Oh, the scumbaggery of this world. The scumbaggery of this world. This is just coming down the hall. This is the gymnasium. I started in here. Could have been out of it in a day or two, but it was about 3 days. But, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head and a meal when I need it. But that's just where I'm at. And I said that I'd make them famous. I said I'd make them famous when this happens. But hey, I'm just in the mood right now to do a video upload it to YouTube and post it on mine and tag everybody in it, including MVF, VOA, and all those agencies that are supposed to protect good vets, right? We all love our vets until they're uncovering the human and drug trafficking in Westland, the HUD fraud. It's all you. This whole system's coming down. Well, let me explain that to everybody. Everybody, we're not going to have a job. We're in the medical field. No, there is plenty. God gave us all we needed to live on this planet. And that Luciferian pyramid, the Illuminati pyramid with the eye at the top and all the dirt bags in between that are eating and sucking and fucking babies and feeding it back to us, that's all done with. That's been done with. All that stuff going on, Q folks. It's all over with. That whole system's coming down, and we're going to be in a more natural state when everybody's fear for the next dollar, and this person's got this, and this person's got that, and the divine feminine's put back into it, and we all come back into whatever, and everybody's out there flying their freak flags. I don't care if it's the thin blue line or whatever. And I'll tell you right now, I tell you what, that U.S. flag has been used as a rally cry to keep us in wars that we didn't need to be in. Ran by the banks. All the dirtbag shit's got to go. And somebody said that all them those places, the data centers. I don't know. I know they got data centers somewhere out west somewhere, NSA place. I don't know if that's the same thing, but all the fear that's being fed is everything's a movie. Everything you're seeing in the news, all that shit's just a movie. It's all made up for the Great Awakening to wake people up. Slowly but surely, softly, gently like a wave. Q, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. But everybody's worried about their job. I'm not going to be in the medical field, med beds. Oh, no more pharmaceutical field. Oh, my God, I'm going to lose my job. Oh, well, the med beds are fixing you for free. The technology that they've been hiding from us forever, that it's only available to the elites, like clones, that's all out there. Anybody remember Dolly? I remember back then they said they weren't allowed to have it, but all these dumbs and all the shit going on underground, it's all done. All that top of that Illuminati pyramid, all that shit's gone. I told them in Westland I was like this. Oh, Q's gonna put it out there somehow. I told them it's like this. I said, and I don't know why I said it. I said we're gonna be more like this. Everybody gets taken care of. No more freaks and geeks in Hollywood eating, sucking, and fucking babies and all the crazy shit they do, and everybody's yelling about Epstein. This shit happened all over the damn place. And if they just released everything back when Trump got in, he said it in 2012, 2013. Somebody's got to do something about these pedophiles. But everything we're watching, you're living in a simulated reality right now where the fake news won't tell you what's really happening. They won't tell you all the police that are getting rounded up, all the teachers, all the pastors and the pimps and the gimps and all the freaks and geeks, all being arrested right now. I'm just waiting for Westland. I told them, man, Westland is going to be known, is going to be held responsible for. They're going to be known. Ground zero. Trying to kill an innocent man. And all these readings I keep listening to, man, they're all talking to the same stuff. When I say we are one, the telepathy is going to come back. Was that the Tower of Babel when everybody got split up and whatever? When we were one and we had the telepathy and we called it when I was young, we called it your intuition, but nobody's got intuition anymore. Nobody's got balls anymore. Remember that sheriff? That sheriff all proud out there because that dumb young lady went and said that she was held in the ICE detention for 3 days. And we're suing her for $1 million. Well, I'm calling all the Westland police pedophiles and pedophile protectors. Freemasons are in on it. Some of my family's supposed to be on it. We'll see. I'm just here just letting the chips fall where they may. Dirty, dirty people all over the place. But to hold all the stuff, or the Q people are looking at this, I'm looking at Q. I'm looking at the Galactic Federation. I'm looking at the readers. And all of my feed keeps changing when it needs to. And just the other day it changed, right? Like all of a sudden, it's all the Freemason stuff. And Kennedy said it, we got to get rid of this. We got to get rid of this. Turn the CIA. It's a human and drug trafficking fucking thing. Had a guy the other day who went and posted his video, and he's out there talking about all his stuff in Panama and the bullets and the tracers and all this shit. And I walked up to him and says, yeah, our CIA put him in there. When he got too big for his britches, we had to turn it into a shit show and kill a bunch of people that we didn't need to kill. We could have got Noriega and his groupies all in one shot. Somebody, SEALs popped up out of that water by his island, put a bullet in his head, and we'll see who the hell wants to step in there next. But that's the whole problem, is we to put another puppet in there, and another puppet in there, and another puppet in there. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We are moving from the lower chakra part of whatever the fear and the sickness and all that shit's going away, and we're moving up. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. We're moving from the 3D to the 5D. Where there's plenty. All this, what we know is our government, 95% gone. It's all going to be run different. More natural way. You know, the homeopathic stuff we had. Now we got the med beds too, man. How much are we still going to use the homeopathic and the med beds? Wow, that's something to think about. But people are going to be free. We're not going to have somebody with a clipboard stealing ivermectin from doctors because the doctor wants to actually cure somebody. Yeah, everybody's just doing their job. Hey, the pharmaceutical says we got to get this, and we got politicians that say we can go take all of her shit that actually helps people. And everybody's in it there. There's so much information out there. There's so much shit in our social media that keeps the minds busy with bullshit. All our heroes, the scumbags, the red and the blue, you know, they're saying Trump ain't who you think he is. Well, whoever he is, I can see it all coming together. And I think some of the Q fucking folks are going to be surprised with some stuff too. I'm just willing to wait and let it happen. As long as I'm not sacrificed and ate in the end. Because I got a whole bunch of people. I've tagged them all. And the other day I said something on the FBI stuff. And one of the things I listed the FBI as part of them responsible for what's going on. That was when Kash Patel came here, and I got one person was Syrian. I think she was from Syria. She came on my feed, and she gave me some thumbs up on some of the stuff that I posted, but she put the mad face where I talked about the FBI. Well, maybe, who knows, maybe Kash Patel was here talking about wrapping up some of these dirtbag sheriff, what's his Washington, and the whole, I'm telling you, this RICO is serious. And the whole people at Garrett's, Miss Garrett, what is her name? Not, it's Lisa M. Nielsen. That's the judge took my guns and gave Mayor Wild a PPO. Whoever the county clerk is. And whatever Mayor Wild said in that paperwork is missing. When I said RICO, they sent that lady back out there and wanted my number, and I never got a call back, and that was over 2 weeks ago. And I've called back there once or twice since then, I think once. And I said, hey, is your supervisor there? The same supervisor took my number before, so I'll put it on her desk. She still ain't said nothing. Because I guarantee it, they know AG, dirtbag, freaking the Wayne County prosecutor. I put my stuff on there, calling her all kinds of stuff, and all of a sudden, a bunch of other people come in there talking about the crime she's committed. So they know what's coming. And here I got all these ladies, all these fake accounts coming on here trying to friend me. 4040, just glanced at it. Call that an angel number. Anybody want to know what angel number is? Angel number is just when you glance at something, you start seeing patterns and things. And if I'm like, what time is it? Like right now, I'm at 4057, 4058. But when my eyes are just drawn to a clock, a timer by the second, and I'm getting 444, 555, 666, whatever. Not so. Well, 666 still comes in the time on some of the stuff, but then it starts changing, and I'm seeing 414, 616, 515, 212, and it's like when your eyes are drawn to it for no reason. And it's like now these numbers are coming all the time. Doris Cannon, I think, is one that started talking about that. About the angel numbers. And then I'm finding out that, I asked my AI, well, what's this 414? I keep seeing these, it's always the number one and then that number again. Oh, those are angel numbers too. They mean something. All it means to me right now, I'm not obsessed with it. It just means I'm on course. 1111, 222, 2222. However it works. Just like I just said, I looked up there, my eye was drawn to it, and there was 4040 on the second. Just tells me I'm on the flow, in the flow, and that's what Spirit told me a long time ago. I'm gonna be walking in synchronicity. I am. And I understand I might have a little bit more work to do, because when I came back, I got pissed. I started talking. Mr. Wilson telling me, oh, why should I have to put up with your shit? What, for a piece of paper falling on the ground? All that negative energy had to come out because of a piece of paper that fell on the ground, my DD-214 or my birth certificate, whatever the hell it was you wanted. I had it all there in the folder. It's just, man, that little last bit of pain. Oh. They treat the people here like shit, and it needs to be ended, Curly. Some people need to go. Some people that actually care about human beings, because that's the first thing. This is for vets, but this, to me, nobody should be on the streets. And like I said, med beds are coming out. It's going to take 14 to 16 months, is what I saw, for everybody to get their med beds. That helps with trauma. You're still going to have to do the inner work, but it's going to help with the trauma. It's going to take care of scars. It's supposed to grow back teeth. I don't know why the hell these started getting all crooked, but they did. But healing's coming for the world. But this shit here needs to stop, because that's the first thing that's going to happen when the Q stuff comes out. We're getting people off the street and starting to heal right away. I think. That's what I feel. Am I right? Am I wrong? Point.